friends, welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Wednesday, August 25th. I have a lot to go over with you guys all day, every single day on the show, but especially in the last couple of days. We're going to be talking about Candyman. I went and saw it last night with Dee and Steph. And I have thoughts, and plus other people saw it too, so they had thoughts, and we can go over those. The baby on the cover of Nevermind is suing Nirvana. That's quite the fucking story. Delta is charging its unvaxxed employees $200 additional a month for their health insurance, which makes me smile. Sorry, not sorry. And also some personal anecdotes because it is motherfucking Live at the Roxy, and I'm Roxy, and we're live. So sometimes we talk about my life. Plus, any questions, comments, concerns, things going on in the world of you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Getting those questions loud, get them in proud. If you see me sitting like this, I am really fucking trying to work on my posture. It has gotten to a really not okay place. In my natural stance, this is what my posture looks like. Like when I notice myself sitting, I don't even know if you guys can see how bad it is. This is what I'm sitting like all the time. And a lot of my friends have called me out on it. It was apparent on set. I just have really awful, and I need to straighten the fuck up because my back and my shoulders are so tight and in pain all the time. And if I don't start doing this now, I think I'm going to end up with some serious issues when I'm older. And I'm all about self-betterment, as you guys know. So I'm really, really fucking trying to straighten out my posture. I think I'm going to buy one of those little circles that sits between your back. And I don't even know. I've been looking at things. There's different straps and shits that you can wear all day. Whatever it is, I've got to get on it. Also, as I do this, it accentuates my Caffeina shirt, which you guys know is that coffee shop in Oxford, Ohio that I went to every day. I'm obsessed with this place. So I got to rep it. That's what's up. Interesting story I want to tell you guys before I went into any of the Streamlabs or talked about any of the other things that we are going to discuss today. I wanted to get your guys' take on this. So I have a good friend who is going to a wedding this weekend. Not only is he going to the wedding, but he's in the wedding. So my friend, I don't want to give his name because just in case, bridezillas be crazy sometimes. And he is in one of his best girlfriend's weddings. And he is I don't know what's it called, a bridesmaid. He's a bridesmaid in the wedding. So he is going to the wedding. It is not in this state, so he's flying there. And with everything going on with the Delta variant, he is really nervous about it. It's a 200-person wedding, and it's all indoor. And so she sent out an email to the entire 200 people coming saying, masks are optional. If you would like to wear one, you're absolutely welcome to. So when him and her were on the phone, he said that he was going to be wearing a mask, and she kind of flipped out and was like, well, I didn't mean that for my wedding party. You're going to be in all the pictures in a mask. I really don't want that. And he was like, well, I'm just not feeling safe about there being that many people there unmasked. And something he told me about this person was that this person's grandmother died from COVID. So they're very well aware of the risks of COVID and how severe COVID can be. But a lot of the people at the wedding are going to be unvaccinated, and he's just really nervous about it, even though he's vaccinated. And so she kind of was just like, no, I don't want this. And so they're kind of in a tiff over it right now. And my thoughts on this, and I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, but my thoughts on this are if you're going to get married during this time, which is a choice, it is a choice, then you have to be understanding of people's comfort levels, whatever that means. Whether that means them not coming to your wedding, or whether that means them coming and wearing a mask, or whether that means them only coming if everybody's vaccinated, or whatever that is, or whether them wanting to social distance, whatever it is. You need to be okay with that, or you should postpone your wedding to a time when this isn't the case. And so those are my thoughts on it. But some of the people that we were talking to, or that I discussed it with, had said, I get it. It's her wedding. She doesn't want that in her photos. He's not just a person going. He's part of the party. So I'm curious what you guys think. I felt really bad for everybody involved because it's just a shitty time, just to be honest, to get married. While there are beautiful weddings taking place, and some of you guys are getting engaged and married during this time, and it's not a time that you cannot do those things, but it's a really hard time to do those things because on top of all the stresses of a wedding, such as the finances of it, and the guest list, and the band, or the DJ, and the food, and the bar, and the flowers, or the centerpieces, or the venue, and the whatever, you now have to deal with COVID. And like there's already Bridezilla and Groomzillas, and now all of that plus the COVID restrictions. I just don't think I could do it during this time. Granted, I'm going to a wedding this weekend, a very much smaller wedding than that, and an outdoor wedding, and you need to provide proof of vaccination at the wedding or get tested on site, which makes me feel a lot more comfortable. And, you know, I hope that this bride and groom are feeling more confident because they're doing all those things. For me personally, I'm single as shit. So who knows? This could not be what it was if I was really in this position, but I just don't know that I would get married right now if I was the kind of person who couldn't be like, you do whatever you have to do. If that means not coming, I totally get it and respect that because we're in a fucking global pandemic. How many times are we going to tell people these are unprecedented times? So the what's on that, questions, comments, concerns on that, or anything else that we are going to talk about today on this show. Shout out to everybody who is in here live. I want to go over some of the Streamlabs at the top of the show. Anybody who's giving support early on, y'all are the bee's knees. What? She just said it. She couldn't even help it. The Zenist of Glenn, Zen Glenn Caesar says, hello and happy World Girl Wednesday. Roxy and all your nicknames. Sending well wishes and a thank you for hanging out. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, Grammy Popo, your dad, Jet, Sky, and all the Rockstars band. Be most excellent to yourselves and to each other. I hope you keep breathing in and out fully and deeply. Keep internalizing. I love myself, I accept myself, I embrace myself. Keep breaking apart and removing all blockages and constipation, physical or energetic, and find balance so we can truly be us. I am too. Everyone who shows up to give their support whenever, however they can. Thanks for being a friendly support and pillar of strength for the people around you. Everyone who's battling, keep on fighting. You're a winner. Every win for you is a win for all. You're fully unique, you're kind, you're caring, being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including strangers, whether it's on the internet or not, makes you humane, worthy, and a bright, shiny star. Your story is important, deserves to be seen and heard. May you find and do what brings you smiles, joy, and makes you laugh out loud today in each of your days, your weeks, your months, and even your years, so that you glow and flow and radiate because you're priceless and necessity and an inspiration of hope. Wow. Love that, Glenn Caesar. Thank you, my dear. Paul3JP in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Star says, fam, how's your day going? We are absolutely killing work today. Woke up in a rage against the machine mood. So I've had that on in the background. And let me just say, we are breaking necks and cashing checks. Comedy show tonight. Come through, LOL. It's World Girl Wednesday, Apollo. What, did you miss that? How are we going to come through a comedy show tonight? It's World Girl Wednesday. Speaking of which, tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, we are airing our Giving Mini Golf a Whirl. And then after that, we are going to go live on a different, same YouTube channel, different YouTube link, where we are going to go live with my brother and talk all about the episode because he's on the episode. It was a lot of fun. It's one of our better episodes, I think. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. Make sure you check that out, youtube.com/The World Girls. Shout out to everybody who's in here live right now. Haskell420, Glenn Caesar, Andrew Thomas, Matt Link, Mohammed Belstein, Evan Hooker. Evan, I feel like I haven't seen your name in a second. Snake Eyes, John Get Bent, Bryce Ratliff, Manny Gonzalez, Dokor, Dr. Crash, sorry, Third Turd, Giancarlo Gonzalez, Valle, Delacommon, what's up, Delacommon? Track Stars, my girl, Matt Link, keep scrolling. Come on, Sean Quinn, Alex Piper Hallowell, yes, Alex, Brittany Parker, yes, girl, John Perillo, never corrects me anyway. John Lestrina, family, that's what's up, Zachary Gibbons, and all of the people in here live right now. Bad Brew, no fucking way, my girl. D, what's up? I'll see you in an hour and 10 minutes. The World Girls are going to attempt to do some social mediaing today. We have been really trying to up our TikTok game. If you're not already following us at The World Girls on TikTok, And we're like currently sometimes throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, what you guys like, what you don't. So we've been gathering some things, and we're going to be, before the show today, we're going to be working on a little bit of a TikTok game. But like, I feel like where Gen Z, it was like TikTok is ours, the millennials are kind of taking back over TikTok. Anybody with me? At least in my feed, I don't see the kids on my feed anymore. I see people in their 30s and 40s on my feed at this point. Because, like, I guess that's the shit that I was liking. And the algorithm's starting to know me a little bit too well, because all my shit's like, if you're single, over 30, and gonna fucking jump off a building, this TikTok's for you. And I'm like, oh shit. How'd you know, TikTok? Am I that predictable? I guess I am. Shout out to Quentin Franklin. First time on here. What's up, Roxy? Quentin, we're so happy to have you. Everybody send bunnies for Quentin. By the way, I posted on my Instagram story today a picture of 2 bunnies cuddling, and one of them was me and one of them was weed. And I was like, only the rock stars are going to get this, because send bunnies. Everybody's going to get that I like weed, but only the rock stars are going to see not only do I like weed, but send motherfucking bunnies. Quentin, if it's your first time on here, what you don't know is send bunnies is kind of our version of like sending love. So that's what we're doing. Thank you to Bryce Ratliff and Matt Link and French Taunter and everybody for sending love Quentin's way. We're happy to have you, my dear. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Candyman. Oh, will she do it? I'll leave it at that for now. Let's talk a little bit about Candyman. So I went and saw Candyman with Dorina and Steph last night. And if you want to know how Dee and Steph felt about it and what our first reaction was, we walked out of the theater, we recorded like a 10-minute review, non-spoiler, then you have to become one of our patrons, patreon.com/thewhirlgirls, to check out how Dee and Steph also felt and what my instinct, my gut reaction was. It's been about 17 hours, give or take, since I saw the movie. And I have to say I was shocked by something. I was shocked, might be too strong of a word, because you just never know how these things are going to go. But based off being in the crowd at the movie theater and hearing the crowd and feeling the vibe of the crowd, of the critics, which I don't consider myself a critic because I'm a fan, so I really am not a critic, but I go to these critic screenings, and being there, usually you can get a sense of how something's going to land on Rotten Tomatoes. I never would have expected, based off of how the critics seemed to be reacting to this, not only after the screening, kind of hearing rumblings, but during the movie, I never would have expected that this would currently sit at a 90% on the tomato meter. It is 81 reviews right now. It is 90%, which of course is certified fresh. At that 90%, that is a extremely high Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie. And I'm kind of shocked by that. It didn't seem like the audience was as on board with this movie as a 90%. And yes, I know how Rotten Tomatoes works. So I know that just means that 90% more said that it was fresh than rotten. It's not, and people don't give an actual percentage and yada, yada, yada. But I felt like this movie had a lot of the elements to be very strong, but was missing a lot of things. And in general was pretty meh. I am obsessed with Yahya Abdul Mateen II. I was so excited to see Nia DaCosta's work here. I love Jordan Peele. I love horror movies. I love the story of Candyman. Felt like this really was for me. I'm not saying that this movie was made for me. I'm saying there was a very high likelihood that I was going to like this movie. And the movie was a little lackluster. The biggest problems for me, and based on the audience, I thought the problems for the audience was that this movie was really, really not scary. It is a horror movie that at no part had me afraid. And that to me is a huge issue. If your goal is to be a horror movie, and you're going off of a property that already exists that is a scary franchise, than to have this movie that didn't one time make me afraid is an issue. There was one moment that I winced at in the entire movie, one moment where I went, ugh. And it was a little bit of gore, but not much. I had thought going into this movie was rated R. Now I'm pretty sure it must be rated PG-13 because wow, Candyman was rated R. I have no idea why this was rated R. I have legitimately zero idea why this was an R-rated movie. It says R for bloody horror and violence. We don't see much. And it says language, including some sexual references. I don't know what it's talking about. I don't know how this wasn't a PG-13 movie because it was so... most of the action takes place off screen. And there's just not that much gore. There's not that much horror. So Bryce says it had more than one F-bomb. I don't think so. The language wasn't that foul. Just none of that. It looked fucking awesome. So if you just are really there for the cinematography, for the colors and the imagery, there was a really cool choice they did with the imagery that I don't want to spoil because it's a device that they used throughout the piece that I loved. That I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. That I really, really enjoyed. So it looks really cool. And if you're just somebody who's like, I really would like to watch a horror movie that looks cool and doesn't keep me up all night, then maybe this is your jam. Also, not a spoiler, but you know, this happens at some point. We see Yaya's abs. So I was fucking into that. It was too short though. Wanted to see them longer. He's so hot. There was a couple moments that I thought were really poignant. This movie definitely does a lot in terms of making social commentary. Sometimes that social commentary is made like the same social commentary is made like not just one time, but not just 2 times, not 3 times, but like 5 times. And I do feel like it definitely doesn't leave much for interpretation for the audience. Definitely tries to hit you over the head with their perspective. And while early on it was more nuanced and I got it and appreciated it, later on it was like, I get it. And it wasn't like showing you in different ways. So yeah, in general, this movie was it was not bad, but it was not great. It was fine. It was a fine movie. I think that it's good that it's not coming out October when there's more horror movies that drop because this would have gotten lost in the mix. It's a totally fine, decent thing. I thought that the first half of the movie was so slow, or the first act was so slow that I was like, oh no, oh God. Because the fact that this movie is only 90 minutes is all attributed to the ending, which is very abrupt. The first 30 minutes are like, yo, we dragging a little bit here. Get me in. So yeah, I think most of the problems came from the script. The direction was really strong. The cinematography was really strong. Some of the performances were good. It's hard when there's some issues with the script to know what's script and what's dialogue and what's performance issues, but it was fine. And that's how I feel about this movie. Again, any of these movies that I talk about would probably cut off my arm to be in one of these and to work with these people who are also megally talented. You never know like what's coming from the studio and producers and like who gets final say in what. So yeah, I am seeing though on Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, the fact that this is at 90%, it's a lot of critics that are saying positive things. Perry Nemiroff gave this a certified fresh. a lot of tomatoes on here. Interestingly enough, on the front page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 different critics, and of them, we can only see pictures for like half of those. And the 2 critics that gave it rotten, whose pictures we can see, are both Black. And I feel like with this cast, it was we have a majority Black production team, majority Black cast. And I'm curious to read more about, and not just critic wise, but audience wise too, how Black people feel about this movie. Because honestly, like, there's not that many horror movies that focus or feature predominantly Black people. And if Black people love this movie, then it's going to make me appreciate it a lot more, because then it means that people who needed to feel seen or heard in a certain genre are getting that. But if they don't, and don't feel like it speaks to them, then I think that's going to be a problem for the movie as well. So I am curious on here. Robert Daniels says Candyman is so message driven that it flattens into a generic fable. And that's from Polygon. And I kind of get what he's saying. And Angelica Jade Bastian says this Candyman misunderstands the allure of the original and has nothing meaningful to say about the contemporary ideas it observes, with all the scrutiny of someone rushing through a Starbucks order on their way to work. I hear them both. Questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on Candyman. Would love to hear from you guys. Get them in loud, get them in proud. Let me know what it is that you guys are thinking in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Della Common says, that's an awkward position to put your wedding party through. Also, the Streamlab is in small penance for my transgression. Della Common, what was your transgression? I don't know. I don't know what your transgression was. When? And yeah, I think it's an awkward thing to put your wedding position to put the wedding party into. I definitely agree. Glenn Caesar in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, shout out to Drina and Steph, even though she's not here. Looking forward to the mini golf in real life tonight. Bunnies for Quentin. Yeah. Also, RJ Brittany Parker said, what? No breathe. I was expecting it in response to my Streamlabs. It's cool if you decide to do it or not. What? No breathe. Oh, that's what Brittany Parker said. Oh yeah, I did run through that today. I hope you keep breathing. In and out fully and deeply. See, I went so fast that I forgot to breathe. That's what happens. That's what fucking happens. Ryan Payne says, can we end it here? End what here? Can we end what here? Let me know, Ryan Payne. What do I have to end? Bryce Rattler says, I'm just nervous because if I don't like this, this just shows another step down in quality for Jordan Peele's writing. Saw Get Out in theater 6 times in theaters, but Us was a step down for me. I love both Get Out and Us, but also Jordan Peele didn't just write this. He co-wrote this with 2 other people, so you just never know who's doing what part. And I seem to be in the vast, vast minority, clearly. This is a 90%. We're not talking about an 80%, 70% even fresh. This is a 90 fucking percent on Rotten Tomatoes. So clearly either I'm missing something or just I'm the outlier in this situation. I can't wait for you guys to see it and let me know how you feel. Don't forget to keep me posted once you guys do. And any other questions, get them in streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. If I can answer anything for you that makes you know whether you're going to go see this or not, then I would be happy to try, as long as it is non-spoiler. A couple other things I wanted to talk about today. This is such a fucking weird thing that's happening. I am not sitting here telling you guys I will never sue anybody, because if you are in a position where you have to sue somebody for something, like you have to, something happens and you are so wronged and there's no other way of getting what it is that will make it right, then I totally understand it. I understand lawsuits. I'm not like sitting here saying that nobody should ever sue anybody. However, I have definitely been wronged before. I've definitely been in a position where I would be eligible to sue somebody and would probably win, but I haven't done it because it feels like such a fucking energy suck. In order for me to get to a place that I wanted to sue somebody, I would have to think that there was zero other options. Because if I'm going to sue somebody, I know it's going to take so much time, so much money, so much energy. And those are things that then I can't use on my art or my family or anything else. So when I hear things like this, I just think to myself, holy fuck, why? Why? This just is like such a infuriating fucking story to me. Maybe some of you guys agree with him, so I would love to hear from you. But the guy who is on the cover of Nevermind, which is Nirvana's banger of an album, one of the greatest albums of all time. If you guys haven't seen it, the album, I actually don't think it's possible that at this point you have not seen the album cover of Nevermind. But it is a baby naked floating in a pool with a dollar in front of him. And that baby is now suing Nirvana for like sexual exploitation. I have to let me get it actually right, but in the meantime I'm showing you guys a very pivotal part of this conversation. There is an extra step to this that I want to tell you guys about. But first, I will make sure that I get the actual thing that he's suing for. I'm pretty sure it was sexual exploitation, which is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Suing when he created Nirvana. Wow, I wish that Twitter was easier to navigate sometimes with its stories. Top Nirvana babies suing Nirvana for Nevermind cover. Yeah. For suing them for using me for child pornography is what he's claiming here. Now, this is in the top left is the image that they used. All the other images, as I found in this person's tweet, which I really appreciated, is him, the guy, over the years reenacting this, but obviously with shorts on. Throughout the years, he always reenacted this image, which is somebody who I think who would probably be like proud of it or excited about it. This just feels like a weird ass money grab. And if this actually fucked him up, then I'm so sorry for what I'm saying right now, but I just can't imagine a world in which this image, like, it's for sexual exploitation. He's suing over sexual exploitation. How? This is coming from CNN. Spencer Eldon, who appeared as the naked baby on the cover of 1991's Nirvana's album Nevermind, has claimed the record's iconic artwork is child pornography and is suing the band over alleged child sexual exploitation. The rock album's cover features Eldon, then an infant, swimming underwater while undressed, his eyes fixated on a $1 bill. It became one of the most enduring images in rock music after the record's release. But in a complaint filed on yesterday, at a federal court in California and obtained by CNN, Eldon's attorney said that the image was pornographic and that he has suffered lifelong damages as a result of his involvement. Eldon, now 30, has listed the surviving band members and executors of lead singer Kurt Cobain's estate and various record labels as defendants. He's seeking $150,000 in damages from each of the defendants, plus legal costs, and alleges the defendants knowingly produced, possessed, and advertised commercial child pornography. The lawsuit alleges Eldon was sexualized because the dollar bill used in the image made the baby resemble a sex worker. Are you fucking serious, dog? You're saying that made it like you were a sex worker? Eldon has recreated the image at times during his adulthood, but has also suggested in interviews he felt uncomfortable with the popularity of the album cover. In 2007, he told the Sunday Times he found it kind of creepy that many people have seen me naked. I feel like the world's biggest porn star. Don't flatter yourself. You are not the world's biggest porn star. Nevermind and its lead single, Smells Like Teen Spirit, sold millions of copies. The following year, he told CNN he was often asked to attend events as the Nirvana baby. So this goes on and on. Talk about it. Eldon told CNN in 2008 that the rumor had it that Cobain had the original concept of wanting to show a mother giving birth underwater. Eldon added, but the compromise was to have a baby swimming underwater, or so that's what he was told. It just feels so fucking dumb with all the actual issues going on in the world. Like, people post naked pictures of their baby all the time. And it's an album cover. To call this child pornography, if you're a fucking sicko whacking it to this picture, then you're a fucking sicko. Like, it has nothing to do with the fucking photo. What? Just like, how could this be? Nirvana is putting out child pornography. A porn star? Just none of this makes sense. Obviously, I have to watch my words because, of course, child pornography is a massive fucking issue. And if you are somebody who is selling child pornography or making money off of children being naked so that people can fucking, for the sole purpose of people to fucking wank it to it, you're a fucking disgusting piece of shit. But this is a piece of art on a cover, not a fucking porn star because he's chasing a dollar bill. What? I'm not getting it. And just like, ugh. It feels like such a cash grab. You're going after $150,000 from each party. So I don't even know how many parties that was total, but hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you're saying this fucked up your life? What? How? When? Where? Talk to me. I don't get it. Jimmy Nails in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says, this original Candyman was very much a film of its time and place. Those places don't exist anymore. There was no way the film was going to work, especially after the masterpiece that was Us. I'll see it anyway, though. I don't know. I don't think there was no way it was going to work. Clearly, it's working for a lot of people, considering it's sitting at 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. It just didn't work for me. I'm one person. I still recommend using your brains to make your own decisions, your eyes and ears and hearts and souls and all of that stuff. Maybe you like this more than I did. And I hope that for you guys. You never know. But if you're asking for my thoughts on it, those are my thoughts. Thank you to Jake Yacovetta for putting my Streamlabs link in here. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Show up and show out. Give that support. I would love to see it and hear it and feel it, baby. I feel it in my fingers. Okay, Glenn Caesar says seeking $150,000 from 10 individuals each. Wow, that's so much fucking money. That's over $1 million. Like, You just looking for money. This is why lawyers are skeezy sometimes too. It's like, who convinced him to do that after 30 years? Also, I'm a 91 baby. I would be happy to be a nudie baby on that cover. Replace it with me. Take nudie pictures of me as a baby and put me on the cover of Nirvana's Nevermind. It'd be an honor and a fucking privilege to be on the cover of a Nirvana album. I'd be so fucking stoked about that. We have a friend in here, Mega Man, who says, I'm not accepted in here. And then everybody else is saying, why do you feel that way, Mega Man? Brittany Parker says, what makes you say that? Jake Yacovetta says, why do you say that? Ryan Payne says, what gave you that impression? Mega Man, I feel like you're accepted in here. I wonder what's making you feel that way. Please let us know. Maybe there's something we can do to help. Another thing I wanted to touch base on when I started the show talking a little bit about the COVID situation. What are we calling that right now? The pandemic, the Delta variant, the whole fucking thing, the whole thing. And about how that was affecting a friend of mine. It's affecting everybody right now, of course. But a major move by a huge corporation that it's affecting is Delta, who are now starting to charge unvaxxed employees on their health plans $200 a month. So if you are unvaxxed and you work for Delta and you have their health insurance, you are charged $200 extra a month. This is kind of a savage move. It's like, on the one hand, Delta, you guys have so much fucking money. This is so ridiculous to like charge your employees. But on the other hand, I love this because it encourages fucking employees to get vaccinated. And they should have to get vaccinated. You're fucking Delta employee. Like, some of you guys are in the fucking sky. That's some scary ass shit. This says Delta will charge unvaccinated employees on the company health plan $200 a month. A policy executive says it's needed because the average hospital stay for the virus costs the airline $40,000. So they're saying, hey, if you want to risk getting Delta, then you pay $200. And then if you get it, then we'll put you in the hospital it costs us $40,000. So, that's a steal on your end. Just kind of wild that that's their move. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe more companies should do this. You don't need to get vaccinated, but it's going to cost you. It's going to fucking cost you, which is interesting. And a lot of things raise people's health insurance, A lot of things that we do make our health insurance more expensive. So if you're not vaccinated, I get it. Makes sense. Going back to Mega Man. Mega Man says, I just want to tell you about things and what I worked on and didn't like. I did not like what ended up, what it came out. I don't know what you're talking about, Mega Man. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Mega Man. But now Mega Man says, hey, what's up, Mega Man? What's up, all my friends in here? Rob Fishbeck says, I wish people would get the vaccine, but punishing people for it's another story. So I agree with you in some ways. However, they charge people more on their policies, I think, when they're smokers or when they have a lot of times people who have other conditions or whatever. I believe that they're charged more, but I could be wrong. And if they're not, then maybe this is not legal. But at the same time, I'm just like, get your fucking vaccination. It's so frustrating. We're going into boosters. And the reason we're having to do this is because not enough people are getting fucking vaccinated. It's just like a whole fucking thing. It's a whole fucking thing. Welcome to all the people who are joining in here right now, including Nick Thomas, who said, I got my shot last week. Yes, Nick. Way to go. Better late than never. In a lot of countries, it's only available to people now. I'm almost up. I think I'm 2 months away. If you're immunocompromised, you're able to get the third vaccination right now, the booster. I am immunocompromised, but I am not. But my doctor says that I don't need to get it right now because I'm not immunocompromised in that way where it's so extreme and there are more people who need it right now instead of me. And also it hasn't been long enough that mine is worn off. So he feels comfortable with me waiting still a little longer. If you have any questions about things, talk to your doctors. That's what they're there for. Della Common says, nope, you're 100% right, Roxy, on the surcharge on your insurance. Yeah, I thought so. John Lestrina, I've consumed plenty of Corona to boost my protection. Family. Yeah, Delta and Corona really got the short end of the stick, like Corona beers and Delta, the airlines. It's not cool to have your entire company remind people of COVID. Just not ideal. Anyway, any other questions, comments, concerns, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Would love to hear from you guys. Otherwise, I am going to get the fuck out of here for a little update on this week. Tonight, we're doing World Girl Wednesday. So that's 2 different streams. One of them is going to be our live, highly produced, in real life, with my brother, mini golf episode. In case you guys didn't know or have ever heard me talk about it, I am a very competitive person. I have to try to be very chill. My brother brings out my competitive side. Being a mini golf champion would be a dream for me. So I really gave it my all on this one. It's a very fun fucking episode. Our editor, Evan, knocked it out of the park again. And then afterwards, we're going to talk about it. The behind the scenes, everything that went down that day was 100 and something degrees. It was fucking crazy. So we'll talk about that probably at 6:15. These are all Pacific times. And then tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing Live at the Roxy at 1. And then I have a Schmodown taping after that. And I believe those are the only places you'll see me. And then Only Stupid Answers on Friday. I think we already taped an episode for it. I think it's a review or something. But you can check that out Friday. And then Friday afternoon, I will be here at Live at the Roxy. So lots of places to see me this week, if that is what you so choose. Thank you guys for everybody in here. Shout out to Bryce Ratliff, Kanu Put, spent too much time feeling sorry for myself. Well, the good thing about having spent too much time on something, it means that you don't have to spend time on it anymore. Mandy Gonzalez, Jonathan Donsel, Mega Man. Mega Man, and we were up the street. Mega Man, what are you? I also do work on Disney and Star Wars movies and Marvel, and you're up the street. No way. There was a Disney Star Wars thing shot in my hometown. There's no way. I feel like I would know. I need the details. Andrew Thomas, Ryan Payne, Rob Fishback, Jake Yacovetta, Della Common, Dr. Crash, Sean Quinn, all of the people, John Lestrina, Red Sands, Brittany Parker, Chris Corcoran, Donovan Rodriguez, French Taunter, my people, Juan Mendez. One more Streamlabs coming through. Let's see what's going on. Glenn, let me know so I will check it out. In the Streamlabs, Glenn said, so Roxy, did Mega Man say that he's in the business and worked on Candyman? I didn't see that. I don't know what's going on with Mega Man. We got to get down to the bottom of it. I don't know. Confused by it. We just don't know. All right. Much love, my friends. I will see you tonight for World Girl Wednesday. And I will see you tomorrow later. Stay safe. Stay sane. Put down your toilet seat and lid. You don't want those plumes. Wow. Plumes. Don't Dream of the Holocaust. Brett Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. All three of them for killing Breonna Taylor. And make your bed. All of that good stuff. Shout out to our girl, Avery Burke, joining us at the very end here. Much love to you, Avery. Thank you for being in here. Oh, I'm glad that we just caught you. I hate missing you. All right. See you guys tonight and then again tomorrow. Later.